All right, here at No Reserve, we have our all original paint, 1995 Ford F-150. It's the really hard to find regular cab short bed, so it's only got the 6.5 foot bed. The regular cab shorties in 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive are extremely hard to find. You can see they just have a killer kind of short stance to them. This is all original 1995 Ford paint from the factory. It's called Electric Current Red, so it's just a really nice bright metallic kind of burgundy red color. It's a clear coat. It's got 196,000 original miles. It's got the 5.8 liter automatic XLT all power options. So it's a great looking truck. It's got factory Alcoa wheels. You can see it's had pinstriping done probably when it was new because it's a little faded in some areas. But if this isn't your style, you could easily just have a detail shop or do it yourself with some lacquer thinner and take your time and take it off, and then you could just wax it out and look good. But I love the way it looks. It's got this color is just one of my favorites because it's just a, you know, kind of a cloudy or dark, or at night it's kind of a darker color, but on a nice sunny day it's just a bright, beautiful color that pops. You know, it's 24 years old, so you got to expect some wear and tear, but to me, I love original paint, so I don't mind the little imperfections because I like to see that it doesn't have 5 paint jobs done in the last, you know, couple decades. But we'll go ahead and get started out here. Just expect your typical little stone chips on the valance here. All the chrome's in nice condition, still has that deep mirror-like reflection. The license plate pad's in nice shape. All the moldings are good color with good black. This one's got a little bit of scuff there. But you can see all the lights have nice color to them, all the color lenses. No condensation in any of those. And I'd say it probably was, you know, garaged a lot of its life because the headlights, you know, it doesn't take much for these things to turn kind of like a yellow tan color, but they're still nice and clear. The coves are a little faded here, but you know, if you want to, you could tape this off. It's really easy because it's got this ledge and paint it like a satin black, or it always looks really cool if you get like a can of paint that matches like from Automotive Touch Up and shoot it the same color as the truck. Always looks sharp. It's got a bug guard. There's no dents on the front of the hood, but it looks like this is kind of common. Someone had the bug guard mounted too far back at one point and it rubbed on the edges, and it was like they figured it out and pulled it forward, but it was a little too late at that point. But it is kind of difficult to see because of the bug guard, but I just wanted to point that out so you see it. Hood's in nice shape, nice body lines, no clear coat or lifting issues on the outside of the truck. It's got one little ding right here, and as I mentioned before, you know, the pinstriping it's a hand done pinstriping, so it'll fade out. You know, it's a few decades old. You know, expect your little typical stone chips along the bottom here. Just those little guys. It's got a little ding in the stainless, but a little entry wear in the rocker. A little entry wear getting in. You know, it's got a little soft ding right there. It's got a little ding with a pretty good sized chip right in the middle of the door. But other than that, it's just kind of your typical stuff. It looks like this guy may have been like a house painter or something, and may have had a rack on his truck at one point, or a canopy, because there's a little bit of wear here. There's a little ding, and then there's on the top here, there's some wear going across the top in the paint. But and you'll see like a little, maybe the canopy sat down a little bit or something. You get a little scratch here. You come down, tail lights are a little faded, but there's no cracking or chipping. You got a little ding here. Looks like you got a little close to something. You know, little scratches around the gas door. Looks like it was touched up a little bit. But you know, you kind of have some of your typical bedside little chips like this. You know, some of the wheel well trims have a little ding on them, but it's great. You can buy these brand new or get them from Wreck Yard. They just unscrew. You can even remove them if you don't like them and not have them. But you know, expect your normal stuff. You know, this truck looks killer for being, you know, over 2 decades old. But you gotta expect your usual stuff, like the little tailgate chips along the top, a little soft ding here that you can't really see. Looks like a, you know, this is what I was talking about, like a little bit of house paint that got on there, so you could easily get some goof off or lacquer thinner and get that. Little scratches like there, and that's kind of, you know, one of the things that makes me think it's had a canopy, because you see this a lot on canopy trucks if they take it on and off and somebody just lets it drop a little too soon. Same kind of little dings down here, little gnarl in the stainless. Rear bumper's nice. It's got some little scuffs and some of the black, but this guy's popped up a little bit. Fix that one there. You know, a little ding right there. But other than that, it's nice. The corners are straight. They're not tweaked up. It doesn't take a whole lot to tweak those bumpers. The aluminum panel is in nice shape. It's got some, you know, little, looks like maybe little pieces of white house paint on there or something. but the plastic's nice. It's not cracked, it's not faded. The aluminum's in nice shape, so nice bright aluminum. Has a couple little, you know, scrapes and a little ding right there. There's a little ding on the top of the bed rail right here. And then, you know, some of these are hard to see because they don't have any paint damage. Then there's a, you know, little scratch right there, but there's also just a very soft little ding right here. You know, your typical stone scratches. It's got the polished aluminum Alcoa wheels. The clear coat's in nice shape. A couple of them will have a little bit, but it's still got a really nice deep reflection. It's got 31-inch Falcons. They got a lot of tread left. Shocks were replaced not too long ago. Here it looks like they got a little close to something. There's a little bit of scuffing in the paint, and then a little ding right here. But a lot less entry wear on this side. A little ding in the stainless. But again, you'll see this little white right here, and then there's, looks like maybe they were spraying a house or something white and got a little overspray here. You could feel it. I clay barred a little bit right here, and it's really smooth. And it took a little bit of out, so I'd come up with no problems. There's a scratch right here on the hood, and then a little outward ding. The hood is a little, just very slightly up here, so you probably could adjust the hinge to pull it down a little bit. Sometimes people lift the hoods up too quick. It'll hyperextend that hinge. Windshield does have a little crack on the right side. Right here, if you want the window replaced, we can get that done. You know, it's gonna be $200, but the only reason we don't is a lot of our stuff ships out. And throughout the years, a couple times we've had brand new windows in there and then they get chipped on the transport truck. But it doesn't happen too often, but we'll leave that up to the buyer's discretion. Sometimes they can get a better deal depending on where they are. It's got the light gray interior, XLT, you know, everything works. AC was just rebuilt with a new compressor, blows really nice and cold, power windows, power door locks. You know, shuts really nice. Both doors got great gaps. Shut really nice and easy, no door hinge issues. But it is the light gray interior, you know, has some of your kind of stuff. This kind of stuff, no matter how you take care of your trucks, some of the trucks just get these weird little cracks. You know, but you can replace this piece. You just go through the glove box and you gotta take the stereo out. But it's just about like, I think like 6 nuts. Little scuff up there in the plastic. People kind of tend to put stuff up here and it slides around like cell phones. You know, a couple little scuffs on the glove box. The ashtray rattles around a little bit, but it doesn't want to pull all the way out. It's got a Pioneer CD player. The seat's got some wear on it. I'll show you the other side. The headrests are in good shape, but they have these little marks here and there. It doesn't smell like a smoker's truck, or it doesn't smell like dog or anything like that. Just kind of smells normal, but it has some discoloring in the seat. The carpet's kind of the same way. You know, it's 24-year-old light gray. The great thing about these trucks is you can get a brand new carpet kit for the regular cabs for about $150 to the door, and they fit great. They match perfect. And this one doesn't have the manual shift transfer case or transmission. It's all push button, so it's really easy to lay down. You don't got to worry about cutting out too many holes. And it's got nice WeatherTech mats, but you'll see some of the carpet's a little dark on the entry sides and where the feet go. Door panels are really nice paint throughout the jambs. Just a little bit of fading up here, but it doesn't look like the door panels have ever been off. They're nice and tight to the door. The headliner isn't sagging or anything, and it's got good color, but there is a couple little marks and holes. You can see there's like a little hole right there and over on the other side. Lens cover's got a little piece of plastic, but I think we got one of those somewhere here on the side. But again, you'll see some of the house paint. So I think this guy was a painter at one point, but he took really good care of the truck. You know, a little darkening in the carpet, again, kind of expected. Dash is really nice on this side. Both silver pieces are really nice. Little discoloring in the vinyl arm pole, but same as the passenger side, just a little bit of fading on the top, and then just a really tiny hairline crack that you won't even really probably notice. Nice paint here. You know, there's a little discoloring in the bottom there. A little bit of the paint's wore away. On the driver's side, just gets a lot more wear and tear, so there's a little bit of surface rust. But the door's shut really nice. Nice gaps. Not sure if I mentioned this on before, but it's got that little dent right there. So I'll go ahead and pop the hood. I got lots of underside photos. we'll go ahead. It's got the keyless entry with the key fob that works. See how the gauges pop up and come to life. The air big light will go out once it warms up. So all those lights come in. And I'm gonna do a driving video, and you'll hear the, we'll do the full drive, push button, all that stuff works. You can see the new AC compressor right there. Just runs nice and smooth. Good battery replaced not too long ago. So alrighty, we'll go ahead and put the hood down just a little bit because we're gonna let it warm up a little bit more and then do the driving video. So hopefully you guys can stick around. Alright, so good luck. Alright, here we are on a running and driving video of our 95 F150. Regular cab shorty 4x4. All original paint truck. You can see all the lights are going good. Got our 4-ways on. They're nice and clear and bright. We got it up to temperature, so it's running nice and smooth. AC's on and blowing cold. You can see it operating good. Alright, no shaking, knocking, or ticking. In some of the photos of the video, if you see a little bit of water condensation down there, it's just from the AC just kind of breathing down there. It's like any other car. So we'll go ahead and go around here. Tail lights are working good, burning nice and clean. You know, the dome light comes on. We open up the passenger side, but if it doesn't for the driver's side, it's going to need that new little piece in there I forgot all about. That just goes right in. Just screws right in here, so it probably went bad, and sometimes they'll stick on, so they probably just took it out. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get driving here. Get ready to roll. Got the 4-ways. We'll turn those off. You can hear the AC blowing nice and smooth. It's really nice and cold. You can hear it. Fan works on all different speeds. I'll keep it on that one so you can. The windows go up and down nice and quick. Of course, they go all the way. You got the keyless entry key fob. It doesn't work unless if the truck's turned off, but it does work for the doors. And then, you know, overdrive off, turn that off, it lights up, it's not blinking or anything. So we got 196,018 on the miles. You know, horn works good. It's got a Pioneer CD player. Sounds really nice and clear, not all staticky sounding. You know, your wipers are gonna work all different speeds. You got like about 7 speeds, intermediate, you got slow, fast. So alright, we're gonna go ahead and hit the road. I will turn the 4-wheel drive system on. It's all automatic. It lights up there. You know, you can be going down the road and just click it on, click it off, and it takes a little while to come out. Or you can come to a stop like this and put it in reverse, go a few feet, and it takes it right out. You will hear it come on and click off. So alright, so we're gonna go ahead and hit the road. Got almost a full tank of fuel. Truck runs and drives really nice and tight, really nice and smooth. You know, not a lot of rattles or anything like that. It's a really clean truck. You can tell it's well taken care of. The parts haven't been off a bunch of times. You know, when you have people going in and taking door panels off and, you know, getting into the dash, you know, sometimes they don't get them all back and they'll kind of have a little rattle sounds. But this truck's really, really nice and tight. Now the overdrive off, get some people who ask questions about this. If you want to, you just never mess with it. I just like to turn it off so you can see it works and it stays off. And then once I get on the highway, I'll turn it on. But it's kind of owner preference. It kind of is the same as, like, you know, how often you want to change your oil. But there's a pretty, road's got a bunch of patches, so I'd like to take you through all this. But, you know, a lot of people, like if they're towing or they're doing city driving where they're under 40 miles an hour, they like to turn the overdrive off just because it keeps the exercise, you know, over wear and tear, where if your stop and go traffic goes into overdrive and out, in and overdrive and out, from 3rd to 4th gear. Some people just like to never touch it, and that's perfectly fine too. So I'm gonna go ahead. It's always on. You know, the only way you turn the overdrive off is if you push the button. So with the light out, that's like how you start it and drive it, and you can just worry about it and never mess with it. But we just try to go through everything and show everything that works. So you can see it's just going through these corners. It's really nice tight. There's some patches here. Just gives it a loud thunk sound. Now, shocks were done not too long ago. Tires have a ton of tread left on them. Probably looks like about 70% or so. No weird wear or rounding or cups on them. Truck drives really nice and smooth down the road, whether you're doing country roads or getting down the highway here. but hopefully traffic allows us to get out sometime this day. But the motor's got great power, pulls really nice and smooth. It's going to shift up through all the gears. You know, if you just put through town nice and soft, if you hammer down on it, nice quick shifts. Let's see here. Looks like we're going to be a go after the motorcycle. Alright, here we go. So I'm just going to get out, just quarter throttle, just like I'm putting. I got nobody coming behind me, you know, no real rush. You can see the hood's got really nice paint shine on it. It's just a really nice, fun, pleasurable truck to drive. So I'll just go ahead and hammer down as you downshifts. You can just hear the V8. You know, there's always going to be a little bit of wind noise coming. It doesn't leak or anything like that, any water or anything like that, but you do get a little bit of wind noise from that side, it sounds like. I'll double check and make sure the door's not open a little bit from when I shut it. But you can see it goes nice and smooth down the highway, nice and straight smooth, steering wheel straight. You know, no shaking or bouncing around. Got the cruise control on, foot's off the gas and brake. But then you hit the brake and you start to deaccelerate. So cruise control works. Hopefully these people get out in front of us here a little bit. You know, I was hoping to get it up to about 70. More downshifting, you can hear a nice V8 sound. No exhaust leak. It's just a really nice, deep, proper V8 fuel injected sound with that nice throttle body. The brakes, you know, it's braking nice and straight. You can see the hood's not popping or shaking. That's one thing that is nice about the bug guard trucks is like if it's going on the road and bouncing, you're gonna see it in the bug guard and shit like that. So you can see it's nice and smooth. Doesn't pull, no noises. This road here I'm gonna take is real patchy. There's potholes. So I'll go in and out of talking as I talk about it. So here's a spot. You see it soaks up nice. Here's a hole, I'll hit it. And I'm doing about 30. All these patches. It just soaks them up nice. Here's another patch. And I'm gonna take you up to some 90 degrees, left and right, left and right. So you can see the steering wheel, how it just moves just a little bit, you know, and then when I come down to the corners, it wants to center itself out like a good steering box. If the steering box is wore out, it doesn't want to bounce back to center and return itself. But along with the ball joints and tie rods, if these front ends and the drag links are all wore out, you can see the steering wheel moving a lot. So you can see this truck, when the steering wheel moves a little bit, the truck moves a little bit. So we'll come into this 90 here, we'll get into the brake, nice and smooth. So we'll go tight 90, and see the steering wheel goes just about as much as it should. You know, you let go and it wants to return to center. You know, if it was a worn out front end, see, it's just really nice and tight, gives you good resistance on the hands. But if it was a worn out front end, I would be you'd see the hands moving a little bit, but if you do that, you know, the truck shakes around. So here we've got another left, then we'll do another right. As you can see, it's got good, just barely turning, you know, halfway around. You know, for a 90-degree corner, you know, it's pretty much where you want the steering wheel to be going all about halfway around. All right, so that's our 95 F-150 regular cab shorty. Really hard to find truck. So good luck.